The weird stuff. You guys ready for the weird stuff? We haven't done a weird thing in a while, and I feel like we should do a weird thing. So let's go ahead and get into what's going on with this. So back in 2011, the U.S. Strategic Command used their junior military officers to design a national zombie defense plan called CONPLAN 888 or 8888-11, called the Counter Zombie Dominance. Yeah, dominance. This is they also put a disclaimer on this thing that says that this isn't a joke, but it was a training operation for the Department of Defense Joint Operational Planning and Execution System. This is a real thing, which is just interesting. Now, a lot of people are going like, dude, why are you doing it? Just hang with me. There's always a method to my madness, people. There's always a method to my madness. But this is a legit operation that they took part with, or they created, I guess I should say. CONPLAN 8888-11. This was created in 2011. So let's take a look. And this is the purpose. The purpose of this plan fulfills fictional contingency planning guidance, tasking for USSTRATCOM to develop a comprehensive level 3 plan to undertake military operations to preserve non-zombie humans from the threat posed by a zombie horde. Because zombies posed a threat to all non-zombie human life, hereafter referred to as humans, USSTRATCOM will be prepared to preserve the sanctity of human life and conduct operations in support of any human population, including traditional adversaries. The objective of this plan is in threefold. I took two of them. It says English and establish and maintain a vigilant defensive condition aimed at protecting humankind from zombies, and if necessary, conduct operations that will, if directed, eradicate zombie threats to human safety. So before we go any further, because I know there's a lot of people that are probably, again, like, dude, you've really gone off the deep end here. When I read this thing, and I wrapped my brain around it, I didn't necessarily take it in the way of, like zombies that we see in like movies and whatnot. I did, however, took it in the direction of just infected people versus non-infected people. And infected doesn't necessarily mean zombie. Infected means that there could be a thing going around that they don't have a cure for, and so they must eliminate the infected to protect the non-infected. You guys catch where I'm going with this? You guys catch my drift? This, I think, is something to pay attention to, because while they may call it, zombies and whatnot, I think that this could be indeed something established for just something else. I got to be careful where I'm at, but yeah, I think you guys are starting to catch what I'm tossing, catch what I'm throwing down. So it's built and designed around 3 phases: defense, eradication, and then law and order. And so obviously defend, corral the non-zombies together and defend. Then once that's established, then go and eradicate the infected. And then after that, establish law and order and get services back up and running again. So this is the 3-point plan of this CONPLAN quadruple 8 here. The worst case scenario given in the document is high transmissibility, a high transmissibility attack where a rapid rate of humans become infected with no immunity or very little countermeasures available to stop it. So the majority would need to be eradicated. Keep that in mind. Now, here's where it gets really weird. So this is kind of where things are going to put reality on hold for a second, but there is something interesting that they do put in this, which I find fascinating, which I'll show you in just a second. So they give different zombie threat types. in this document. And again, CONPLAN quadruple 8 is designed to address the following types of zombie threats. Pathogenic zombies. PZs are a zombie's life form created after an organism is infected by a virus or bacteria or some other form of contagion. They got radiation zombies, or RZs, are zombie life forms created after an organism is infected by an extreme dosage of electromagnetic and or particle radiation. And then we start going way off. Evil magic zombies, which is stuff formed from occult experimentation. Then you have space zombies. Hey, wait a minute. Is that why Trump created Space Force? Again, he's playing that 6D chess. He knew that we were going to have space zombies coming. And so he was thinking, sorry, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Just be funny with it. But yeah, space zombies, whatever. And then there's weaponized zombies, which are WZs, are zombie life forms deliberately created by a bio or biomechanical engineering for the purpose of being employed as weapons. That hits a little close to home after 2020, don't you think? Zombie weaponization programs are supporting infrastructure, including things to deal with the threats. The movies like The Crazies exemplifies the most common type of WZs, humans turned into zombies via exposure to toxic chemicals and gases. So, I mean, that kind of hits close. But there's another one that they put in there that I find interesting, especially with all the hype that's been going on the past year or so. Chicken zombies. Now, you might look at that and just start laughing. I get it. But hold on. Chicken zombies, or CZs, although it sounds ridiculous. See, they even put it in here. This is actually the only proven class of zombie that actually exists. CZs occurred when old hens can no longer lay eggs or are incorrectly euthanized by poultry farmers using carbon monoxide. And then they talk about the chickens coming back to life, which that's not going to happen. But chicken zombies actually is a real thing. There's always a method to my madness, guys. I'm telling you. What's fascinating is zombie chickens exist. Guess what they're infected with to make them zombies? Zombie chickens are caused by a highly contagious virus known as avian influenza, or more commonly known as the bird flu. Oh, snap. The virus causes the birds to become lethargic and appear lifeless, hence the name of zombie chickens. The virus is spread through contact with infected birds or their droppings, or through contact with contaminated equipment and environments. The virus is also contagious to humans and can cause severe respiratory illness in those infected. The H5N1 strain, does that sound familiar? Is the most common type of avian influenza found in chickens and is one of the most dangerous strains of the virus. The virus is spread through direct contact with infected birds or their droppings, contacted with contaminated equipment or environments, or through airborne particles spread by infected birds. In addition, the virus can spread through contaminated feed, water, and other poultry products. The virus attacks the respiratory system of chickens, causing them to become lethargic and appear lifeless. Interesting. Bird flu. You don't say. So, again, you got to look past the zombie thing, because I know a lot of people can get hung up on that. You got to look past the zombie thing. This is just, instead of calling them zombies, just think of infected. And if we were to have some type of pathogenic outbreak that's so bad that they can't necessarily take care of it, this is a plan that they can introduce in that moment to take care of it. And what I find fascinating is they specifically listed chicken zombies in there. And a chicken zombie is actually something that exists. It's birds infected by the bird flu. And now all of a sudden, the bird flu seems to be the big thing going on right now. Now, again, we don't know if that's going to actually turn into something bigger. We don't know if it's going to fizzle out. We saw what happened like monkeypox and some of the other ones out there where we thought it was the big thing and then it kind of folded back. We know that there is something coming. They've been telling us this for a long time. They continue to talk about the next pandemic, the next one, the next one, the next one. We've been seeing all of the different policies and agendas being put forward, preparing for it. We see what's going on with the WHO, the WHO, and what they want to do when it comes to they already passed the IHRs. Now they want to go ahead, and they're still working on revising that pandemic treaty. This ain't done yet. There's something going on. And as much as people like to say, oh, they're going to throw something out there again to put us all in lockdown and stuff like that, I don't see it that way. I don't think that they can pull that card again. It's been pulled. It's been used. It's not going to work again. The next one has to hit, and it has to hit hard. If you understand what I'm saying, again, platform that I'm on. And so it seems like they've got stuff, even, something like a zombie plan that really points to that happening. So this is interesting. Now, again, this isn't about fear. This isn't about, get scared. This isn't about anything like that. This is nothing to be fearful about. When you have the Lord Jesus Christ, you got nothing to worry about. There's nothing to fear. Again, this is just stuff to be aware of, to see what's going on, to understand what's happening, and to have an idea of what's going on. Again, I still personally hold to Matthew 24 when it talks about, and I know there's most people don't hold to that. That's fine. The research that I've done, I firmly stand by it. You're going to have to show me something that says otherwise, that as in the days of Noah, we won't be affected by these things. Things will be relatively normal. People also go, well, nothing is normal out there. Yeah, the world's not normal, but people are walking around like everything is normal, still going about their daily lives. So again, some people like to throw that out and go, that's not what that means. That's fine. Again, that's what I hold to. And so I don't think this is going to be anything that we're going to see, the church is going to see. Now, if you're not saved, this could definitely be something that you will see. So I get to the Lord Jesus, wait until the end, show you how that's done. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see it, but this is very interesting, to say the least. Now, something else that I want to throw out there, because this is also something pretty interesting, that kind of might apply, might not. Just thought I'd throw it in. Again, this is a weird episode. We're going over weird things. Deal with it. It says, along with zombie chickens, which is fun to say. If you're just sitting there watching this, just say it. Zombie chickens. It's funny. Can't say it without cracking a smile. But they're real. Imagine that. Along with zombie chickens, there is a fungus that actually takes over and controls the bodies of ants. This is a real thing. So it says the Ophiocordyceps unilaterus fungus has the ability to infect and hijack the body of an ant, creating a zombie host. Yes, they're called zombie ants as well. Creating a zombie host where it will drive the body to a new location before basically consuming the body. At what point do we begin to wonder if this is not something that they can pull off on humans? I think that's a pretty interesting thing to think about. A fungus that takes over the body of ants. It says it can't, it's not able to survive in a human, but with all of the testing of these things that they do, and again, we're going to get into more of that. That's why I'm talking about something like this. Who's to say that they can't start throwing that at humans in some type of way? Now, I'm not suggesting that there's going to be a whole bunch of people walking around like undead zombies in a movie. So if you're one of those people that thinks that I've really lost my mind and that's what I'm suggesting, that's not what I'm suggesting. But the experiments that they do with drugs and pharmaceuticals and gene editing and the advancement of technology points to they want to certainly try. They certainly want to try. And so while this is deemed an exercise, the zombie CONPLAN quadruple 8, while this is deemed an exercise and a training operation, how many times have these things actually come to fruition? How many times have we actually seen these exercises, tabletop strategy events, and all these things, just kind of happen. We've seen it quite a bit. Seen some in the past couple of years now, haven't we? So who's to say that this isn't built specifically for something? They said themselves it's not a joke. It's on the document. Big red letters. Disclaimer, this is not a joke. So I just find it very interesting. And the reason why I'm talking about this is, we see a lot of what's going on with the bird flu. We see a lot of what they're doing with creating random things in the medical field. There's a lot of weird fungi out there that maybe could be used for something, technology as well. But there is a history, quite a long history of them trying to play God. And this is ultimately what this is, trying to play God in several cases. I got to be careful. We know that they want to reduce the numbers significantly. This is not anything that should come out of left field for anybody who's paying attention to this stuff, who's watching these things. We've seen the Georgia Guidestones. We've seen the Club of Rome and the WEF come out and specifically mention that we need to reduce the numbers. We've seen Yuval Noah Harari talk about the useless eaters. We've seen Bill Gates talk about the same thing. We've even seen people before the 180 shift of like Elon Musk talk about this as well, how the numbers must be reduced. There's also a report out there that begins with the letter D. I can't say it because I will instantly get banned. This happened last time. That predicted back in 2017 a significant drop of life for many countries coming up next year. And so the question is these are often considered conspiracy theories, but at what point do we finally let this thing trigger in our mind to go, maybe this isn't so much a conspiracy theory as it is just a conspiracy? Two different things. Remember that. Conspiracy is two or more people coming together to form something like a backroom deal, something in the shadows. Conspiracy theory is basically the same thing, but just a theory. A lot of them are crazy. A lot of them have legs, and a lot of them we're never really going to know about. But it's kind of interesting.